Hello, my students in grade 9. This is a new mathematics lecture. And as you can see, the title of this lecture is Lines and Coordinate System. This lecture is a long lecture. I will be dividing it on many weeks. But a very important and easy lecture. If you watch it, if you memorize and understand the rules, you will find it easy. Let's start. What are the objectives of this lecture? Number one, identify an orthonormal system of axes. Number two, identify a point in a given system of axes. Number three, locate a point or find coordinates of a point in a system of axes. Number four, calculate the length of a segment in a system of axes. Number five, find the coordinates of the midpoint of a segment in a system of axes. Number six, identify a straight line and its equation in a system of axes. So these are the objectives of our lesson. What's an orthonormal system of axes? In an orthonormal system, as you can see here, we always draw a horizontal line. This is the horizontal line. It is called the x-axis or the abscissa axis, or we call it x prime or x. Then we draw a vertical line, which we call it the y-axis or the ordinate axis, or we call it y prime o y. The two axes, the x prime o x o and the y prime o y, intersect at the same point O. So point O, where they intersect, is called the origin of the axis. So this is the origin of the axes. So O is the origin. As you can see here, always the origin has numbers 0, 0, which mean it is located on the 0x and the 0y. We will talk about it later. As you can see also, the two axes are perpendicular. Always in an orthonormal system, the two axes are perpendicular and they intersect in the same point O. Always whenever you want to draw, because in your exercises, when you solve exercises about this lesson, in each exercise, you will be asked to draw a system of axes. So you will always draw an x-axis and a y-axis. We always call them x prime OX, y prime OY. So this is the system of axes. As you can see, I have drawn a horizontal line, which is x prime OX, and I have drawn a vertical line, which I called y prime OY. After I draw the axes, this axis divides my paper or my plane into four sections. Each section, we call it a quadrant. Always, this is the place of quadrant 1. This is quadrant 2. This is quadrant 3. And here we have quadrant 4. In quadrant 1, all the points here has a positive point on the x-axis and a positive point on the y-axis. The points in quadrant 2 has a negative point on x-axis and a positive point in y-axis. Here, the x-axis point is negative and the y-axis point is negative. Why? Because always when after we draw the axes, we should number the axes. So the origin is 0. Here we have to the right of 0 here, we have all the positive numbers on the x-axis. To the left, we have all the negative numbers. On the horizontal y-axis, above the 0, we have all the positives, and below the 0, we have all the negative y points. In geometry, we deal with points and straight lines. Also, in this system of axes, we will be dealing with points and straight lines. Let us start talking about points in the axes. Inside this axis here, we will be locating points. We will be putting points. For example, I want to locate a point. Each point has a number on the x-axis and a number on the y-axis. So each point has something called an abscissa. The first number is called an abscissa, and the second number is called an ordinate. What do we mean by abscissa? Abscissa, it's number on the x-axis. Ordinate, it's number on the y-axis. Both the abscissa and the ordinate, we call them coordinates. For example, I talked about the origin O. Always the origin, as I said, I write O directly, I open parentheses. I don't say O equals 0, 0. No, I say O has coordinates 0, 0. What does this mean? The abscissa of O is 0, the ordinate of O is 0. So O is located here. Let's locate the point A, which has a 3, 5. 3 abscissa, 5 ordinate. Since 3 abscissa is positive, so we locate it here. So 3 abscissa is located here, and 5 ordinate is located here. I draw a perpendicular to the x-axis and a perpendicular to the y-axis. Where they intersect, it gives me this is point A. So in A, the abscissa is a 3 on x-axis and the ordinate is 5. Its place on the y-axis, I put an x. Where they intersect, I put an x. This is point A. Let's locate point B. Also, it has an abscissa minus 3. It has an ordinate 2. I draw 2 perpendiculars at the line, at the numbers. Where they intersect, it gives me B. Always to locate a point, we write an X where it is located and we write its name. Now, any point having ordinate 0, for example, C has 5, 0. So the ordinate of C is 0. This point will be located on x-axis. So let's locate C. C is located here on x-axis. It has abscissa 5 and ordinate 0. Any point having abscissa 0 will be located on y-axis. For example, D, 0 minus 3. So it has 0 abscissa minus 3 ordinate, so D will be located down here. Please, these two are very important. Don't forget them. Okay, these are rules. Now, after locating points in the system of axes, for example, let's locate the 2 points A and B. After we locate the point A, which is on 2, negative 5, so this is A located here, and B is negative 4 abscissa and 3 ordinate, so B is located here, we get the segment AB. So if you join points A and B, you get a segment. As we have segments in geometry, we have segments in the system of axes. Each segment has a length. So AB has a length. We can calculate the length of AB or the distance from A to B. So how do we calculate this? We use this rule to find the measure of segment or AB or the length of segment AB. Whatever the name of the points are, we write AB equal big radical XA minus XB all of it squared means abscissa A minus abscissa B all of it squared plus YA minus YB all of it squared, ordinate A minus ordinate B all of it squared. This is a rule. You study this rule and you can change the names of the points. For example, if we have segment MN, so we say XM minus XN all of it squared plus YN minus YM all of it squared. So these names of the points change according to the names of the points. So let's apply this rule. We write AB equal. Always we start with the rule. This rule should be written. Big radical XA minus XB all of it squared plus YA minus YB all of it squared. Now we replace XA, we replace it by 2 minus, since XB is negative, we replace it between parentheses all of it squared plus YA is -5 minus YB is a 3, so we replace minus a 3. Now we start calculation. If we look at this parenthesis here, we have 2 minus -4. So this negative and negative, we should make them one sign. Negative times negative is positive, so we get this answer. And -5 minus a 3 is -8. Now 2 plus 4 is 6, and 6 squared plus 64. So 36 plus 64, it is equal to radical 100. AB equal radical 100. What's a 100? It's 10 square. So radical 10 square equals 10. Then the length of segment AB is 10. Apply this example on draft to practice more, please. Now, so the segment AB is equal to 10. Now, since we can have a segment in a system of axes, as in geometry, each segment has a midpoint. Also, a segment in a system of axes has a midpoint. Any segment has a definite or a known length, so the midpoint of a segment can be determined or found. What's the midpoint? It is a point at the middle or in the middle of a segment. In a system of axes, the segment has 2 points. Each point has an abscissa and an ordinate. Since each point has an abscissa and an ordinate, also the midpoint of this segment has an abscissa and an ordinate. Now we will learn how we find the abscissa and the ordinate or the coordinates of the midpoint of a segment in a system of axes. Of course, by given, you will have point 1, which with its coordinates, abscissa and ordinate. You will have point 2 with its coordinates, abscissa and ordinate. To find the coordinates of the midpoint of point 1 and point 2, we write the abscissa is called x. X midpoint equal x, or the abscissa of point 1 plus the abscissa of point 2, all divided by 2. Why we divided by 2? Since the abscissa is in the middle, in the half of the segment. So we divided by 2. So we replace now the abscissas and we calculate to get the abscissa of the midpoint. Also the ordinate of the midpoint, ordinate of point 1 plus ordinate of point 2 divided by 2. After we get the ordinate, we write the name, its abscissa and ordinate. Now we will do an example. Given the 2 points A and B such that this is point A and this is point B, let's locate A and B in the system of axes. A has -5 abscissa, we put an X, we have 1 ordinate where they intersect, so this is point A. Now point B, 1, -3, 1 abscissa, -3 ordinate where they intersect, we get point B. After locating A and B, now he is telling us, let M be the midpoint of segment AB. So the midpoint has a name, it is called M. We should find the coordinates of M. We always start writing M is the midpoint of segment AB. So M has an abscissa and ordinate. XM equal, we write the rule, XA plus XB over 2. Now we replace XA by -5 and XB by 1. -5 plus 1 is -4 over 2. The answer is -2. So the abscissa of M is -2. Also, YM equal YA plus YB over 2. Now we replace the ordinate of A is 1 and the ordinate of B is -3. Why did I replace it between parentheses? Since I cannot write a positive and a negative directly after each others. So 1 minus 3 is -2 over 2, so the ordinate is -1. After we find them, we write M has -2, -1. Now let's replace M. This is -2, -1, where they intersect, so this is M. So M is in the midpoint of segment AB. Now, let's calculate the length of segment AB. We use the rule AB equal big radical XA minus XB all of it squared plus YA minus YB all of it squared. Now we replace the abscissas and the ordinates. We calculate to get the answer. So segment AB equal radical 52. We should write it in the simplest form. So AB equal 2 radical 13. Another example about the midpoint, we might be given 2 points A and B. Let A be the symmetric of B with respect to M. What does this mean? We should find the coordinates of M. So after we read this sentence, I look at the point after the with respect to, we have M. So we should write M is the midpoint of segment AB. We find the abscissa of M, the ordinate of M, and we write the abscissa and the coordinates of M, abscissa and ordinate. Another example, let D be the symmetric of C with respect to E. We are given the coordinates of D and E. We should find the coordinates of C. So we write, since D is the symmetric of C with respect to E, then E is the midpoint of segment DC. This sentence is very important to start with when we are given symmetric. So we find the abscissa of C from the rule we know, XE equal XD plus XC over 2. Now we replace XE is given. This is XE, it's minus 2. XD is 5, and we keep XC as it is. So now we write minus 2 over 1, and we do the cross multiplication. This is a fractional equation. So 5 plus C equal minus 4. We solve an equation, so XC is equal to minus 9. In the same way, we find the ordinate of YC of C. We do the cross multiplication. So after we finish, we write C has coordinates -9, -3. Finally, we will talk about the general equation of a straight line passing through 2 points in a system of axes. Also, as we have points in a system of axes, we have straight lines. This, please don't forget, always when we talk about a straight line in a system of axes, it's written in this way: y equal ax plus b. Y and x are variables. A and B are numbers, positive or negative. A is the coefficient of x, it's called slope or coefficient of x. B is called the y-intercept. As I said, A and B are positive or negative numbers. How do we do the graphical representation? Always we will be given a straight line of the equation y equal ax plus b, and we must find or determine 2 points on it to locate this straight line. For example, we are given a line D of equation y equal 2x minus 4, and we should draw D. To draw D, we should make like this table. In this table, we have 2 values, x and y. I always start x equals 0. So for x equals 0, here I replace x by 0. So for x equals 0, I get y equal minus 4. So for x equals 0, I put it minus 4. The other value, the easiest one, I take for y equals 0. For y equals 0, I get x. So here I fill. For y equals 0, I get x equal 2. Now I got 2 points. The first point is 0 minus 4. I want to locate it on the axes here. 0 abscissa minus 4 ordinate, so it's located on the y-axis like this. And the second point, 2, 0, is located on the x-axis. After I do these, I join them, so I get the straight line D. This is straight line D. This is how we draw a straight line in a system of axes. We always follow the same steps. We draw a table, a small table. Always I write the 2 values x and y. These numbers, I take them as they are. So I can take x0, I get y. I can take x1, I get y. I can take x0, I get y. Y0, I get x. After that, I locate the points to draw the line. But always, whenever you are given a straight line in a system of axes, please don't forget this form. It should be written in this form. For example, dy equal 2x plus 3. What's a? The coefficient of x, it's 2, and the y-intercept is 3. Now dy equal 3x minus 5. So the coefficient is a 3 and the y-intercept is minus 5. Here, Ly equal minus half x plus 2. So the coefficient is minus half and the y-intercept is b. Now I'm giving you a line D1, y plus 2x minus 4 equals 0. I look at this form. Is it the same as this? No. So I should keep y on side 1 and everything is taken to side 2, changing signs. So y equal minus 2x plus 4. Now the coefficient is minus 2 and the y-intercept is 4. Also, we are given this line. Is it similar to this? No. So we write 2y equal 5x minus 1. Now I should not have 2y, I should have y. So I divide all my equation on 2. So I get y equal 5 over 2x minus half. So the coefficient of x is 5 over 2 and the y-intercept is minus half. The last example, D3 minus 3y plus 6x plus 3 equals 0. Also, I should write it in this form. So minus 3y equal minus 6x, it's taken to the second side, it becomes minus 6x, plus 3, it becomes minus 3. I should not have minus 3y, I should have y. So I divide all the equation by minus 3. Minus 3y divided by minus 3, I get y. Minus 6x divided by minus 3, I get 2x. Minus 3 divided by minus 3, I get plus 1. So the coefficient is 2 and the y-intercept is 1. Please watch this video well, and after you watch it, if you have any question, please, you can contact me. Thank you.
سليمان